What did you ship this week?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Cameron Dennis. This is the 15th episode of What Did You Ship This Week? We have an amazing agenda planned today. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but there was a Cloudflare service outage that prevented this from happening. So thank you all for bearing with us on a Friday afternoon, at least here in Europe. And so we got some great projects. We're going to kick it off with Asimov Protocol, and moving on to Xtrace, talk about the Twitter agent from Vadim at Near AI, and then lastly, Elliot with Curate. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Arto, how you doing? And Matt.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So the audience, yep. Oh, just real quick. Just to remind everyone, what is Asimov building? Who are you guys, and what did you ship this week?
Cool. Well, Asimov Protocol is a protocol all about trusted, verifiable knowledge. We've just come out of an accelerator that we did, the DAGI accelerator. And I can just quickly show my screen here. So we've just quickly come out of this accelerator program, and it was fantastic. 300 AI startups applied, 8 were chosen. We were one of them, and we got a bunch of hands-on mentorship. The reason I mention this now is that they've got a video recording of all of the demos. So go and check it out, DAGI House on Twitter, X, and they've got the video recording there. So you can see the recording and the demo that we did there as part of that. But just to give you folks a little bit of a flavor for that. So one of the things we've been working on is a MCP server called Positron, and that allows you to use the Asimov protocol and access all of your personal data locally. So we have kind of a demo of this. So I've been demoing it using Claude Desktop, connecting to the a local server running on my machine, and I can ask it questions. So who do I know interested in outdoor sports? And it goes through, queries the knowledge graph, and comes back with some information here based upon conversations I have had with people, right? So there's some bits and pieces here, and I can continue the conversation about it happening in Chiang Mai. So this is actually taken from when I was at in Bangkok for the Ethereum conference there in Chiang Mai. So we're kind of looking back in time here, but it's able to kind of look through things like Telegram, but also look for public data sets as well. And so in terms of things like public data sets, that is where what we've been building with Asimov really shines. I'm going to pass over to Arto to talk a little bit more about that. So again, this is taking information here from my Telegram, but also we can combine that with information from Asimov. And one of the things we've launched today is this week is the Asimov directory. And so this Asimov.directory lists all of the sources and modules that we have in Asimov to assimilate data from. So I'll pass over to Arto, who might want to talk a little bit more about this and specifics about what we've been doing. Arto?
Thanks, Matt. So let's let me share my screen here, and let me mention that those of you drowning in Telegram messages, needing a little bit more control over your cognitive overload, visit getpositron.ai to sign up to be one of the early access users for what we are releasing. So getpositron.ai. Let's mention here also, I needed to tweet this at the beginning of the month, I forgot. We consistently, the Asimov team is consistently one of the leading shipping teams on Race of Slots. For those of you who know this, we are about 1/3 of the top 10 every month, including last month. and indeed 1/3 of the top 20 as well. And of course, Razorfloth is pretty much let's call it a near ecosystem tracker for commits, pull requests, and the like, a scoreboard for that. So as Matt mentioned, we've just launched Asimov.directory. We are in the enviable position that we have this rather good name, and we have hundreds of domains in our portfolio. So there will be a lot of website launches of Asimov.something. This was the first one, Asimov Directory, where we are highlighting some of the currently publicly available Asimov modules, including, of course, what I presented the other week, the NEAR protocol module for pulling blockchain data from NEAR. And as Matt mentioned, you can also see the specific data sources. So the way Asimov is structured as a platform is that you just put in a URL, and if you have a module that handles that URL, which could mean the protocol as in the URL scheme, like HTTP or NEAR or IPFS, or if you have a prefix handler, so the URL prefix like x.com, or if we have a URL pattern handler, so this would be, for example, xcom/Cameron Dennis /followers. So then the variable is sort of in the middle there. If a module registers a matching URL handler, then it will go to work on extracting that information through whatever means needed, often scraping. That's the kind of sad state of the data landscape today. And then we turn that into a knowledge graph. And once it's turned into a knowledge graph, well, the whole point of knowledge graphs is that a graph plus a graph is a graph. So it's a closed algebra. You can merge trivially any data sets. And that means that you can bring in data from different sources, and you can unify them. And that's what Positron does locally for you. It combines your Telegram messages, your Signal messages with public data sources like your LinkedIn or Twitter X followers. And then you can have your LLM access all of that locally. So that's what we are shipping with Positron shortly. I want to share also here the platform is rolling out on GitHub. As you can see, there's quite a lot of repositories, but just a few are public. So there's a bit of a sneak preview. And this is at Asimov-platform over on GitHub. The modules are also being distributed over on the Python package index, over on RubyGems and NPM as well, although I don't have that. The other GitHub org, which is just for the modules, not the other stuff, is Asimov-modules. And over on X, we also have Asimov_platform, where we are tweeting out automatically all of the latest releases. So this would be the place to follow us on X. And there's some corresponding Asimov_modules, where we specifically tweet out module releases. And of course, we plan to incentivize module development very soon using bounties, hackathons, and the like. So Cameron, that would be our update this week.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. Tons of progress in the last couple of days. I mean, or at least since the last time you were here. How are you guys shipping? Did you just not talk about it last time, or like this is a lot of stuff?
Well, Cameron, it's like an iceberg project. This is a very, very ambitious, huge project that we've been working on for a long time, yes. And I've been personally working for bots for, I guess, decades. So it's like an iceberg project. We are just beginning to surface out of the water, right? And so you're going to see massive shipping. Let's put it that way.
Incredible. What can everyone do here besides checking out Positron and the GitHub? Is there anything else?
Please follow us on the mentioned handles, Asimov_platform, Asimov_modules on X especially. As you can see, we need a little follower count bump there. So this is just this week published, this Twitter handles. And more next week.
Awesome. Matt, anything on your end?
No, I mean, one of the things I will mention, though, is one of the modules that Arto has released is a LangChain module that allows us to integrate Asimov in with LangChain, which is pretty cool. So I spend most of my time in the Python world. Arto's more in the Rust and Ruby world. So this means that we can access Asimov stuff directly within LangChain. and load data up into LangChain directly from the Asimov modules. So you can tell it whatever to go and fetch something from Wikipedia or whatever directly into LangChain. So that's great for any kind of like AI work that people are doing, and it's forming the basis. So the demo I showed you, we're slowly refactoring things like that using these parts of Asimov now that are becoming available.
Cool. Well, in your week, let's get them more followers and let's promote the LangChain integration.
Thanks,
folks.
Frederick, I'm talking to you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Next up, we have Felix from Xtrace.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Felix.
Hi, Cameron. Thanks for having me here. So I also give a brief intro about Xtrace. We are building encrypted vector database and memory for AI agents. So essentially, this allows everything about your personal data to be hosted remotely and then still be shareable through MCP. And then now I'll show a quick demo because we can realize MCP has the top problem with MCP right now is on security and vulnerability. So a lot of specific sensitive or proprietary data have to be dependent on local host. And then we can make sure it's remote host, but it's still encrypted and private and still allow agent to retrieve. So now I'll show a demo of how to build out on a remote hosted MCP server that also can do what Asimov just presented. So for instance, I can say something like conduct a research on GRPO from DeepSeek and store it in my knowledge base. And then now the cloud desktop will search the web and then store all the knowledge into our knowledge base. And to show you this is kind of the back end of how to build out for developers so they can get their API keys, and the knowledge base I'm connecting today is the MCP demo. So you can see that later this will be updated based on the data that I'm sorting into. And this is kind of a usage checker that we built out so that developer have all the control of the usage, the read write, and all of the things they need. So now the MCP is calling the storing function to upload all the data to our remote hosted server, and we can still maintain all the privacy and security for even if it's remote hosted, because our server Xtrace can guarantee that we never see the data nor the query that is sent to our server. So, and then another thing that I want to show on the API key is that you can easily manage permission by connecting your developer API keys with different data and different knowledge base that you want to work with. So now I give my API key write access to my MCP demo. Yeah. So, and another thing I want to show right now is we also added cursor integration. So now it can also work with cross-device and then even cross workflow. That because it's all remote hosted, so I can even work on my co-founder's laptop on the data set that we are storing and retrieve, so we can share a common knowledge base and make it interpretable to the other part. So I think the data has been stored, and then now we can say I removed this because I was trying this previously, so now I can just delete this, and then I can ask cursor to say based on the basically we run this prompt, and then we can see that currently it's based on the research about it's calling an MCP tool to search my knowledge about the research I've done through cloud, and then now it can run tool and then store and reason out the function that's stored inside, and then you can code out whatever about the GRPO from DeepSeek, and then create a code out of it. So now it's already fetched all the necessary research about conducting all the deep research that we have stored inside our knowledge base. And then now it can create a code based on what we've just created. So you can just accept it, and then we can have it here. And then you can see that it's calculating the chaos divergence with clipping and all of that. So it's a pretty useful workflow for both individual, and I can also imagine in a team workforce and making sure all of this code is proprietary. And then I can also do something like on my own proprietary SDK of X-Trace. So I can say based on my knowledge base about X-Trace MCP server, write me a developer doc. And then it'll search through my knowledge base about like X-Trace MCP function and architecture. And then it can be able to like write out like a comprehensive development doc for it. Yes. Yeah, so you can see like all of these are, yeah, I shouldn't show it. Most of it, some of it like proprietary code, so I can upload my proprietary like code base onto it and still allow it to have access to it and set up everything while making sure like all of these are proprietary and shared and saved. Yes. So that's basically the whole demo and what we built out. So now we're having like a request early access form. So for whatever, like any developer who are interested on like using encrypted vector database and MCP but remote hosted, so you can make it cross device and to different users, and like we'll be happy for you to fill out the form and then like work with us on using it.
Yeah, it's so exciting, and I love the new site. Finally,
thank you so
you
much.
have something that actually describes what you do. This is fantastic.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, congratulations on all the progress. Besides getting people to fill out the early request access form, is there anything else you want to share?
I think that's all for now. And then we're also, yeah, probably open sourcing in the next 3 months, but currently it's more like closed source beta testing phase. Yeah.
Nice. Curious if I would be able to sort of like pull my knowledge base from Asimov into X-Trace.
Yes, and then we have this bring your embedding service, so you can just give us any embedding, we'll encrypt it and remote host it for you, and then now you can connect it to different services. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Asimov team. I'm not totally certain I'm going to give anyone full access to my Telegram information quite yet, but this seems like a good partnership to actually build trust and attract users like myself.
Yeah.
Feel free to let me know if you want an intro. You're in the same group.
Yeah.
But Felix, thank you for joining. We are going to move on to Vadim. Hey, Vadim. How's it going?
Hey, Cameron.
Yo. Welcome. First time on the show. This is great to have you.
Yeah. Actually, I think partly I made that agent like directly to come to your show because I'm really a big fan of it. You're doing a great job. Like I think weekly show about what did you ship this week is very unique for your ecosystem.
Well, it's 15 episodes in, so
yeah,
we're getting there, and people are shipping. I just want people to shut the fuck up when they say people aren't shipping, and I'm like, yes, they are. Watch the show, and so here we are. So, what did you ship this week? And also, for those who don't know you, give a quick lowdown on who you are, what you're building, and what you shipped.
Yeah, may I ask you to stay on a call because I don't have actually an established presentation, so we can discuss.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm Vadim. I worked in Pagoda before. Now I'm working on NeurAI. Made a couple of smart contracts and some infrastructure and documentations. So last weekend I made quite an interesting agent, and I think like even Asimov team told today that they want to somehow promote their Twitter. So my agent is doing exactly this. My agent, let me share the screen. I will mostly share my Twitter. So like, what is the idea of the agent? So you can create a Twitter giveaway. For example, you can, if you have a thread, you can just mention a bot, a NeurAI intern. And just for the beginning, it's not an official NeurAI agent or something. It's just my private like pet project. So no any links to NeurAI. I just use the account what was paid for premium subscription. So you can create a thread and mention AI agents there. And for example, you can tell like as soon as this thread gets some criteria, like some number of likes, some number of retweets, or some number of what else replies, then the agent will actually release some money. What you as a creator of giveaway put there. And how to spend this money, you can again describe it. For example, I made one giveaway, like think about a movie where one word is near. And I published criteria, and actually it was successfully resolved by the agent. And it sent. I was very lucky. I didn't like hard coded something, but it's like my try was near Armageddon, got one near, and some other guys. So as you can see, like this is an example. Like I just mentioned this bot. It replies with like confirmations that it got the response. It actually created the transaction with this giveaway details. So you can see that it catches, like it puts with Twitter ID tweet. It puts the criteria how it got it, most readable titles of the movies, some money reward, and the criteria what I mentioned. And then like it starts monitoring this tweet every now and then. And as soon as criteria were completed, it just choose like by itself, by AI logic, the winners and just sends them money. So after under my comment, you can see that like he congratulated me, explained why it thinks my reply was good, and actually sends me money with this transaction. And everything is done like completely automatically with no human in the loop. And I believe you can mention any criteria of winning what you can say. Like for example, you can just, if you want just promote your Twitter, you can put like one near, so like as soon as I will have 100 likes, any random account, it means like random reply, and you have to probably specify near account in your reply. But also there is an option for you to put a near account into your username and just be like always be recognized as a near user, as a near wallet.
My account is my username. Yeah. So
and as well, you can put it into bio. It checks. It's checked as well. So, or you can just mention it specifically, even your exchange account if you want. And then,
can you tell us? Sorry, continue. At some point, I want to better understand. Like, you have your own Twitter API key. Where are you exactly putting this? Like, yeah, give a little bit of background on like how this agent is able to go about paying.
Yeah, good point. So like this is like a presentation for the real users, for normal users. If you are a developer, I can tell like so how it actually works. So this agent doesn't hold any money. Only smart contract holds it, and it's here is the code of the smart contract. You can audit it and you can check how it works. Actually, only agent can say, okay, now I want first to create a task and hold some money, store some money from giveaway creator account into the pool, and then it will be released to the participants. And the whole code of the agent is also open source. So you can check how it works. You see there are some commands how to work with Twitter, how to actually all the prompts are here as well. So how it knows, like how it creates contests, how it verify user accounts, how it tries to find the rule of winners. So you can check everything how it works. And even if you don't trust this agent, you can easily fork it and run it yourself. But the beauty of Near AI SDK is that you don't need to carry like any responsibilities of having server, of having a runner, of this like configuration of how your agent will be actually executed after someone mentioned your Twitter account. Everything is done like just by SDK. So me as a developer, I just spend Saturday and like middle half of Sunday just writing this code, and I deployed it, and it's kind of working. So I hope that someone will try to create this account, try to create this giveaway with the bot. You can just mention this bot and try just to ask him just normal question, how it works, how to deposit money, how to withdraw money. Because if your giveaway will not succeed, you can after 7 days you can cancel it and withdraw money as a giveaway creator. So it will like help you just in Twitter. So this agent doesn't have any interface. The only interface it has is a deposit screen. If you will ask this bot how to deposit money, it will give you a link, like specific link connected to your Twitter ID. And if you will click this money, it will show you the near wallet. If you submit the money, it will go under your Twitter account. So and then it will recognize that if you asked to make a giveaway, it will understand, okay, this is Cameron. He has 10 near on his balance. I allow him to create 5 near giveaway just because he has money to handle it. And I see also have several also transaction logs.
Does it lock the money? Does it get me to send the money somewhere else? And then, because like if I make a giveaway for 10 near, a bunch of people do what I'm, do the thing, and then it goes to send the money, and I spent that money.
Yeah. So you store it in the you attach it to the smart contract.
Okay.
It is stored in the smart contract, and you can cancel if it will not be resolved automatically. But if it will be resolved, then your money will be distributed, as you can see here. Like this is how it works. It just first got 3 nears, and it sends 3 near. For that, it supports only near, but as you know, it's very easy to add new tokens. We had different AI agents who send it different meme coins or stuff, so it's easily can be done. So I just my intention
of trying this, like
my intention was to just enable some new use cases of spending your tokens and maybe support your ecosystem, like because for example, this new AI intern, it also automatically notifying about new content which is created by this agent. So if you will just follow it, and a lot of people will make this giveaways, you will see like you can participate there, you can participate here. So just a new way to spend your near if you have some.
I'm actually curious, do you think it will work if I run a contest for someone to create a Twitter thread about the different people presenting and what did you ship this week, and I'll send so it defines best, right? So if I say the best, how does it exactly know what is the most accurate?
You have to imagine, like, you have to give a task that AI agent will be able to resolve itself, because it works with DeepSeek. So imagine what DeepSeek knows. For example, if you will tell, like, I don't know, what is I don't know, the best, as I said, like movie name. It can maybe understand like what is a good movie name, and it will understand the problem. Like this is a good name and this is a bad name. But you also can do, because AI agent also knows like number of likes. Maybe we can tell like, please consider replies more likes there.
Yep.
If you want to create a giveaway right now, be careful. It will not be it will tell you like first deposit. So you can just ask maybe like deposit first. Just reply there. And also I want to tell like you can create giveaway for other accounts thread. For example, you can reply to root.near and say, okay, now I want for you to give like guys who are giving replies to this thread also like my own money there. But only one thread at a time. Like if one giveaway created, you cannot create another one on this thread, but it has to recognize the parent tweet thread as well.
Yeah, I'm after this meeting, I think I'm gonna try to create a prompt that I can actually use this after every what did you ship this week. So then like, hey, please create the best Twitter thread describing what was discussed, or at least like, I'd have to probably provide it the transcript as well of the previous session. So this is super cool, actually. I am much more interested in this than hiring any type of marketing people. So this is like crowdsourcing in a way. But I mean, obviously, it's early days.
Actually, I created one giveaway for best options for one potential project of Near AI. Like what asked just to propose names. I got quite a lot of good options. But it is not resolved yet because probably I put like too many likes as a criteria. So
it just got a lot of you put too many. Like wait. Okay.
Yeah, I put too many, but there are some for 4 more days to get this 100 likes. Then it will be resolved. Yeah. You can check my after subscribing to Asimov. You can check my Twitter and so see there some
this is
giveaways.
Super cool. Do you plan to continue building this and like kind of improving it?
We'll see. Like if there is market demand, if people will start using it, I can introduce new features. Maybe.
Cool.
And actually, yesterday when it was a Cloudflare outage and the Claude didn't work, our like Near AI agent still worked. It kept replying to people. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
building real OpenAI. Vadim, this is amazing. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we move on to Elliot?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Have a great day, Cameron. Thank you for all what you're doing for Near.
Thank you for joining. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
An awesome agent. See ya. Cool. last but very much so not least, Elliot, how you doing?
Where am I?
I don't know. I hear you. There you are.
There I am. Hey, what's up, Cameron? It's been a
Good to
sec.
see you. It has. And I know
Um,
you've been shipping. So just recap, who are you? What project are you representing today? Because he's building a lot. And what did you ship this week?
Sure. I'm also going to bring up my thing. Okay. Hi, I'm Elliot. This week, I'm representing a few projects, actually. I'm representing Curate.fun and Crosspost. I hope that you guys can see my screen. You can. Okay, so I did a presentation in the town hall. There's a recording for that on Nearweek. You can check it out. I'm not going to go too much on it, but essentially I talked about Open Crosspost, why it's important, about how apps and agents want social interactions, and how it's an easy to use SDK to interact with social services such as Twitter. And you do it by using a near signature. So you can sign this communication with your OAuth tokens with Twitter with a near signature with either a key pair or a wallet. Sorry, I'm super tired, so I'm trying to keep it together. But the other thing that we launched with this is that Crosspost is utilized with Curate.fun. We're launching this self-service launchpad, which is the thing that I shipped this week. So it's this ability to go ahead, you can create a feed, give it a image, a hashtag, a description, the integrations you want. We do have more integrations, but the only one that we are offering through our UI is Telegram right now. And then you can launch a feed, and that feed will show up with the rest of them, where it queries and it tracks the submissions from Twitter, and it can distribute to the many different platforms that we have. So the integrations that we have is that it will read from Twitter using Masa, which is this really awesome scraping tool. It will transform your content using OpenRouter or DeepL for translations, and then it can cross-post to NearSocial, X using Crosspost, Discord, Telegram, RSS, and it can even save to a Notion table. That's pretty cool. So these are all plugins. I was on here for a couple of weeks ago. I was on and I talked more about like the plugins and why they're really cool. So that's something to check out. Maybe most importantly, what I really wanted to show today is these two packages that got cooked up with it all. So Crosspost has an SDK, and in order to use the SDK, you need to sign a payload, and then we send that payload to our Crosspost backend, and we verify. This is the same type of authentication strategy that Near AI uses, and it's just kind of like bundled up in an easy to use SDK. So if anybody's out there that uses a Near account login and wants to isolate and just use that for their authentication too, which is pretty awesome. If you only have a front end, I mean, it kind of like cuts away a lot of complexity. You don't have to worry about back end or cookies or, I'm losing things. But anyways, it's a cool package. It's really, and it comes with this other one that launching is FastIntier, which is an experimental fork of FastNear.js, which is a very simple and intuitive library for interacting with the Near blockchain. So if you want to build an app with it, for example, Open Crosspost now entirely uses it. Curate also uses it. Your connect button, it does only open up one wallet, which is the new Intier wallet. You can select a different, which account you want to do. You can connect with it. And then all of these requests are authenticated via that Near wallet. So yeah, that's kind of the packages. That's kind of what I wanted to share today. It's just this really simple way to interact with the Near blockchain from a Near wallet. I think this makes it like really easy. If you're just building a quick project, you don't have to worry about all the different dependencies of Near API.js and wallet selector. All you need to do is you just import it, you set your network, you request sign in, you start signing messages, sending transactions, and signing out. And if you want to hook that up to your backend, you introduce Near Sign Verify, you pass Near as a signer, you've got your auth token, and then you can verify.
This is super cool. How do we add it to the docs? I
Add
feel
it
like
to
this
the
is
docs.
something that people would benefit from. Docs are where people learn things. How do we get them there?
That's me making a pull request. That's how I get into the talks.
Yeah, okay.
I can do that. Man, this has been such a long week. Everything is really catching up to me right now.
It
but
is
I'll-
Friday. It is
No.
Friday. Hopefully you get some time off this weekend.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just publish those packages. So near sign verify will absolutely get into the docs because there's a certain section on backend authentication, which I think could be very helpful. And then fast near JS get in there too.
Cool.
That's my shit.
Super cool, man. Well, let me know if you need anyone to poke doc people. I'm happy to help where I can. And is there anything that you want everyone in the audience to take away, I guess, like do with this right now?
Yeah, I would just check it out. npm install near-sign-verify, npm install fastnear or fastintear, FASTINTEAR, and then integrate Crosspost into your own apps. It is an npm package. You can start cross-posting and putting social interactions into your apps today, just with a near login.
Elliot, this is super neat. Thank you for joining, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you for having
Get
me.
some rest. Yeah.
I will. See ya.
All right, guys, that is all for this week. Shorter session, only about 38 minutes, but we will see you next week. We already have a pretty solid lineup planned, so thank you all for joining, especially all the speakers. We'll be making Twitter threads throughout the next week highlighting what was discussed this week. And again, this What Did You Ship This Week is essentially a ecosystem-driven sort of engineering stand-up in a way, but we will eventually simplify it to make it more relevant for those who are not, engineers and sort of focused on dev tools, but that time will come. Thank you all for joining, and see you soon.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Near Week.